for each country.
Yeah. And I think although this is broadly correct in the sense that TA projects now are administered through this PPM structure, ROC is an exception because there's a full technical assistance support project with the Ministry of Forest Economy there, but it's delivered through EFI.
Yeah.
And that's sort of for historical
This
reasons.
rapid response facility.
Yeah. So in our business case, it's a slight fudge because we describe EFI as the provider of short-term technical assistance, and the PPM as the long-term PA projects. It's not quite as neat as that in reality. So just so that you're aware.
Yeah. Okay, if there aren't any, there's others. I think we can wrap this up. Yeah. And then if there aren't any other questions on any of that, but like I said, really all of what do the budget cuts mean for the program, and what are the whole tier thing, and any of that. In April, I think it's the week of the 13th of April, there's the next annual stakeholder forum. I had a quick exchange with Marika yesterday and was saying, please, can we get the invitation letters out really quickly so people have time to get visas.
It could be a real challenge, because of the recent UK government announcement in December. We might not get anyone from DRC. I don't know. The visa situation is.
But you can try it in Cameroon.
No, it doesn't apply to Cameroon. It's only DRC is on a blacklist now, and the UK.
Issue.
Oh, sorry. So can you just give us? That escaped me. What happened?
Okay, so there are a number of countries that the UK has. The illegal immigration issue is becoming.
Gosh, I know.
And so the Home Secretary recently announced talked about a number of countries which the UK is having real difficulty in establishing agreements on how to send people back who are illegally in the UK.
Right, okay.
And there were a string of them, and DRC is one of them. And it's been sort of ratcheting up. But in December, just before Christmas, I think it was formally announced that the UK will be very, very strict about issuing visas to anyone from DRC because the government has not been cooperating with the UK on the return of perceived to be illegal migrants. So it's just created a bit of a bad atmosphere. I don't know how that will play out. It might resolve itself in the next few months, but it's just, if we are going to want to get people from DRC coming, I think we need to get the process even earlier.
So Marika said it was going to be a priority. She said she'd had the same thought. I thought she was going to say to me, are you mad? We're 3 months away. We've got loads of time. But I think we all remember, like 2 meetings ago, I felt like something like 50% of the people were not able to come because it was crazy. In Liberia, 2 people never got their passports back. And the problem is because the UK, like other countries, is using agents to manage it. It wasn't even like ambassadors or anyone were able to help. They were just in the system somewhere. So
I think it's allowing enough time.
So Marika did say they're going to try and get those out quickly, because I think what we were thinking was that's the week of the 13th, and then our facilitators would be in the UK for 2 weeks, and we would do our facilitation meetings the second week, and hopefully Drew and Eileen would be able to stay with us to do this exercise with the others who are not here. So not all of you would have to be there before.
But somebody when we have our DRC specific meeting with Natalie and Helen on whenever it is, Monday, I think.
Monday.
Then I think let's discuss and find out from Helena what the latest position is from Kinshasa office. When I saw that come out just before Christmas, I was like,
I think they were intending to use their Ministry of Foreign Affairs to try to soften the position from the UK side, so that at least some of those things can continue going on. They recently just avoided the issue with Rwanda, and now if this one pops up, it might make things more difficult. I have a question on the last one, the governance arrangement among all the service providers. Good.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering in terms of interaction and areas of I would like to see like some legitimacy or some priority area of action for each of those. If it is very clear for each of those player, what is their main focus, what is the limit, what is the interaction with others. A good example is the accountable grants and the technical assistance projects. Like, is there, in terms of priority area of intervention, is there a kind of scoping work ahead of time to identify the gaps that could inform technical assistance project versus those that are already covered by the accountable grants? Yeah, so that there is no overlap, there is complementarity and all the like.
Yeah.
Is it work that is done ahead, and is it done by FCTO from the head office? Is it done in collaboration with people at the delegation? I'm just thinking, reflecting in line with what we used to do under the FLEC VPA, what the FAO grants used to, how they used to operate. Like, there used to be information collected at the national level with the support of facilitator to inform all the various instruments, how they were going to be deployed. So I'm just wondering how it's going to.
I think, so for the technical assistance, what I imagine, the way it's, I think, meant to work is that the FCDO comes up with the terms of reference, but that would be very much like, say, in DRC, who is your person? It's Natalie, right? So Natalie would have an understanding, because she'd be the person who'd also have oversight for the accountable grants. So if, for example, there was an accountable grant that was supporting capacity building of independent forest monitors, just as an example, then any technical assistance project is not going to be, looking at capacity building of independent forest monitoring. So there would be an understanding of this is what's already, it's difficult for the ones that have already started. The accountable grants haven't been decided while the terms of reference are being developed. But I think generally, if I think of Liberia as a good example, where we had a technical assistance project and we had accountable grants, it's just an opportunity for collaboration, like there's no, and the great thing about working on FCDO funded projects as opposed to other, international institutions, is there is that flexibility. So if our MFGAP project at some point realized, actually, there's this grant that's doing a lot of work in this area, we probably could be better spending our money on this because there's not support. There's always that flexibility, right? And certainly for the accountable grants, there is. The difficulty, depending on the accountable grant, is that they do have that, if you like, level of autonomy on things. So if there's something that needs to be worked on, there are some things that lend themselves, and that's more around like capacity building of actors, whether it's private sector or civil society. That kind of work tends to be a lot of, or it's just, what would you call it, like investigative journalism type things, and those are things that you don't normally have TA projects supporting.
Yeah. I think so. With the Cameroon 09 process, it very deliberately doesn't include civil society related support, partly because of the difficult relationship that there's been. So, but the co-design process has gone alongside the process of deciding which are the accountable grants that are going to be receiving funding. So we have a good idea of where there are gaps, and there will be some gaps, and we'll have to think about how those gaps might be filled. We are also, as you know, in discussion about having an instrument specifically for the Congo Basin that is very small scale finance that can go directly to national organisations. So that discussion is underway as to how we set that instrument up. But by and large, the TA project in ROC that's already up and running is very much support to the ministry. And then the accountable grant piece sort of works around it. And we also have, you know, the potential route of using EFI to do other sort of short-term pieces of work. So I think it's different from country to country. Indonesia, for example, the previous TA projects there included a grant-giving component.
Yeah.
And Liberia has given grants through the technical assistance project because it's not worked directly with the forest department there. But so it's all it's all
very,
these arrangements are tailored to the country specific
Yeah.
context. There isn't a sort of one size fits all kind of approach.
Yeah, because if you look at the ROC example, we have the impression that those technical assistance projects are meant for the government,
Yeah.
and the accountable grant are more for civil society. And then I'm like, where does the private sector really stand? Because it's not like very striking if you look at past experience to see there is any tailored mechanism meant for the.
It depends. There have been, though. If you remember, there was a Global Timber Forum grant,
Yeah.
and there has been a lot. And you know, the private sector in Ghana were really very vocal about the fact of all the capacity building support they've had through accountable grants and the support to thinking about marketing of Ghanaian products, like through a different accountable grant. So if I think about, as Guy is saying, every country is different. In Ghana, we have a technical assistance project we're designing that is, again, primarily focused on the Forestry Commission, but there is a sort of an element of that is a small strategic grant opportunity, but that is not then the steering committee that kind of governs the project. Only the FCDO and PMSST will be deciding who gets those grants. You know, and that will be then based on, again, Natalie is the person there, knowing that like this is not something that could be covered by anybody else. It's a gap, and it's the idea of the grant making is, again, because so much of the reform that the government wants to do in Ghana with the technical assistance support will need engagement from other actors to be able to move that forward. And if there's a grant needed to support that, then yeah.
And I mean, specifically on the small Congo Basin granting mechanism, there's nothing to say that they are small amounts, but then we're not in the business of giving large-scale support to the private sector.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no reason why that facility couldn't be used, for example, to support a local business association that wants to convene or
and advocate on behalf of.
So, and at the moment, because in DRC things are not yet established, we have 2 direct grants to 2 private sector bodies to do work at the moment. So I think there will be, through the different instruments, if there are any glaring gaps that we discover, we will find a way of accommodating budgets permitting. We have that flexibility to move things around and use all the different instruments. They're not completely locked in.
Okay. If there are no other questions, then maybe Drew.
Yeah, I think we should probably take a pause. People need a break, get some stretch some legs. Alain acheté ses croissants et pain au chocolat. So we're a little behind the schedule, so that's 10 minutes, 15 minutes maxi. Yeah. Prenez vos café, latte. And I think I might, I'll try to shorten the next presentation to catch up some time. Okay, I figured everything's just outside. There's coffee, a coffee bar.
Chocolate can help.
Chocolate is also helpful.
So if I say to these guys on WhatsApp, we're starting the, what's the bit, sorry again, program handy.
Yeah, so I think what's on the program for 10 is what we'll start probably around 11:30, which is like kind of an introduction to let's see. This workshop framing session that right here. So I would say we're like kind of 90 minutes behind schedule or so.
Okay. For the afternoon, I think the role of facilitators, we can not even. That's I think we've been peppering it through the morning,
I left
honestly.
a lot of kitchen in places.
Yeah.
So I think we're good. But just to say that, like, this workshop framing presentation is probably.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. I went cold that then.
Okay, I'll just say the workshop framing. Okay, presentation.
Yeah.
You can take your croissant, but you can get your coffee. Yes, you can order now for exactly what you want. The croissant comes in,
Oh,
and then you can just go out to get the kind of coffee that you will want to drink.
oh
You
wow.
can just
Would you like a coffee?
I would take a copy. I'll go out and get it.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
let those people get started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to pick your.
Thanks. Actually, okay, I think for a croissant.
Yeah.
yeah, I need some
Pretty good.
Gosh, so we really overran.
Oh, that's okay.
We started half an hour late, to be fair.
No, we're good. We're totally fine. Oh yeah, no worries at all.
Yeah.
This is how things go. It has to be flexible and emergent. We got to move with the room, and it's all good. We're gonna embrace.
So was that too much detail for you, or?
No, it wasn't too much detail. I have an issue with the AC. The AC and the fan that is on the I spent a lot of time in a very hot area. So we were using the air condition for like in the office, in the house, whatsoever. So now when I'm in front of it, it's like that. When the air blows into my face, I just have a tendency of sleeping.
Do you want to switch with Eileen? Yeah.
I will have to switch.
Let's ask if Eileen will switch with you.
Yes, please.
I don't like having the air in my face, it makes my eyes
Yeah, we just installed a heat pump in our house just for environmental reasons, which is the right thing to do. But now we have all of these splits in our house, and it's taking us all a bit of time to get used to.
Oh, right, yes, coffee. Oh. Okay, who has lost a Ghanaian city?
Oh, that must be Claire.
It certainly wasn't me.
J'ai enlevé le câble parce que je voulais juste. Bon, on est un peu en retard, donc je voulais faire une petite modification, mais je pense que ça va maintenant. Ouais. Ok, c'est bon. I mean, I don't remember if Bertil mentioned it, but just having the split is like blowing up and saying.
I could actually just move the other.
She asked me.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Do you mind?
No.
Okay.
I think we should once we just need to.
Parce que tu as acheté.
Right after collapse. That's it, this on Canvas. Oh, really? Is it? Okay. I'm going to try.
Tu vas aller de l'autre côté. Tu m'entends? Faut être sûr que ça ne sorte pas. Essayez de faire la porte un peu de la salle de réunion. Ça fait l'écho. Ça fait l'écho.
C'est vrai.
Oui, Nathalie.
Un homme qui est là, c'est pas.
Il y a le micro de Claire qui est activé, c'est pour ça.
Parce que quand on dit ça, c'est que tu as dit, mais c'est possible qu'il te connaisse. Parce que je crois que les gars m'ont donné pour tout.
Oui, récemment, on a fait une réunion ensemble. C'était la première.
Ça, non, parce que là, elle fait la vidéo, on a écouté, on ne peut pas voir. Mais on a fait une vidéo.
Ok.
On a parlé, elle a dit qu'elle a.
Elle est maintenant.
Oui, oui.
Exactement.
Je vais prendre un portrait par là. C'est ça qu'elle aime toujours.
Tu m'entends? C'est mieux. Votre micro, les deux micros chez vous sont coupés. Ton micro est coupé. Tu peux activer comme de couper celui de toi. Non, Ah, attends. Attends, mon micro est off. En tout cas, oui, c'est bon, on parle maintenant. Non, ça n'arrive pas. Je t'entends pas. Non. Ok.
C'est bon?
Elle a beaucoup d'activités.
C'est bon.
C'est super.
Secteur privé
Bon,
et aussi gouvernement.
d'accord.
C'est bon,
À cause
c'est
de la
parfait.
situation, c'est
À cause de la situation. Parce que maintenant, si tu arrives là-bas, tu vas
Mais
faire quoi?
est-ce que vous m'entendez bien
Je ne
là-bas?
connais pas là où tu ne vas pas. Là où tu ne dois pas passer. Oui, c'est délicat.
plus la pression si l'on a le son, la sécurité du personnel.
Oui.
Donc, c'est
Et ça,
Le son, je suis tout ce qui se dit là-bas.
connaissance derrière. On va essayer de faire des choses avec un certain contrôle sur le niveau des... Même s'il n'y a pas de garantie, il n'y a pas de problème.
c'est ça, parce qu'on a un collègue qui sort de notre gens qui est bon.
Ok.
Et il a parti là-bas. Et ça fait un mois qu'on sort de tout part.
Non, ne dis pas ça.
Oui. On commence à dire non, attends. Maintenant, tu ne pars pas là où tu crois que non, je suis dessus, non, je connais le terrain. Non. Laisse les gens locaux qui font le travail de ça. Moi, c'est maintenant avec ça. Quand on appelle les gens, on va l'appeler.
Le contact humain qui fait que tout le monde connaît tout le monde. Quand tu ne connais pas, quand tu sors de l'avion, tu es à l'aéroport, avant d'arriver dans la ville, tu as le cinéma qui te transporte, pour le chauffeur qui te transporte, l'hôtel où tu es, le resto, quand tu manges, les discussions que tu as avec les serveurs. C'est vraiment, les gens sont tellement connectés. Et que quand tu veux justement savoir des choses, il suffit de s'appuyer avec les gens, tu apprends tout, mais c'est aussi comme ça qu'on apprend aussi beaucoup de choses. Donc, c'est bonnet, blanc, blanc, bonnet, comme on dit. Donc, ouais, c'est malheureusement, ça fait que même si tu crois que tu es bien introduit, il n'y a pas de quoi que ce soit. Et même, c'est des situations de conflit, etc. Moi, je crois que votre approche, elle est.
Does anybody need to copy still who hasn't?
No.
You're okay? Yeah.
Okay, it's all right. You and I pass my
C'est
germs
mieux
all
d'être
over.
prudent comme ça et de réduire l'intention à ce qui est essentiel et le suivre.
So, Anna, are you this office all the time now? Is this your office, basically?
Et c'est parce que la première fois quand je suis arrivé en 2016,
Superstar, I mean, like really, I was working with Andy at the beginning, but then you didn't have an office like this with Andy.
Et donc,
It was,
les
yeah,
protocoles
it was bigger. We had more space. We had just an office, facilitation office. So it was big. I bet you didn't have a coffee bar.
pour corriger, ça va être assez difficile.
Time, and then we had to close the office. It was like we kept looking for things to try to keep you close to us so that we could continue working with you in this next phase. Yeah, but I genuinely appreciate it. I know how many things you're trying to spin for everybody, because once people start working with him, then they don't want to let him go back. So like now he's being pulled in so many directions, and we just need to figure out a way while I'm here that we can get a recruitment process going for somebody that you feel confident in, so that we can see how to share that workload. But that's the problem when you're always saying yes to things and doing things really well. People keep filing on. Yeah. But we just have to change it. No, I know, but we genuinely. I want us to. There's a decision in place. Yeah. Yes. Because I know what's happening here. And then when the guys. Barry, the TA, of course, they're like, business and he'll fix it for us. Yeah, Well, we just need to figure out a way that have somebody else working with you. Then you can turn around. Yeah, or more than one person depending. Yeah. Yeah. But I'll talk to Barry, and I hope anyway. I would want you to be in any interview panel that's being taken forward, genuinely, because I think it's important that you feel as well. You can ask, you can think about the questions, the interview questions, that you can feel confident that this is someone who would work well with you.
So what platform?
In mind. Okay, great. So then you recommend. Okay, perfect.
So your residents hopefully get on with them then if you recommend.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. Because you know, I mean, I was saying as well, Damon was like, before Christmas, he had so much work. It was a lot. This event we were doing, Brussels, Ghana, it was a lot of work. And he was just, I said, like, Damon, what can you do? Can you support you? You can get other people to do it. Because he's like the only person I trust to do everything correct the first time is Alain. And I was like, no, I was genuinely upset. And I said, David, I'm sorry, Alain is already, I'm not giving anything else to Alain to do, because you've already got like, so wait a minute, your reputation is spread long international. Because David was like, oh, Alain is the person who take time to think, he knows. I said, no, I need to Alain's time.
Where is he from? J'ai oublié le nom de l'ouvrage de la.
Yeah, that's point to you.
Est-ce que c'est nécessaire? Ça dit qu'on va faire Canada, c'est ça, c'est on regarde de faire le règle,
Yes.
Moi, je fais la voix. Il veut que
last
Je
time,
commence à
I
regarder.
knew more about what was going on than they did because I'd spent some time in the
Je
So
vais arrêter.
I was mentioning all of them
Et maintenant,
when they were
on va faire ça dans le dos.
But yeah,
No,
no, no,
ceux qui vont la faire ça, moi qui vont la faire ça.
And what I will do is I need to contact them and they said they can say resign, they said pick me up. But